Okey-dokey. Hey, Grandpa Brian. Haven't seen you for a while. Hope you're well. Can you hear and see me okay? Give it some space for people to come in. It's nice to hear from you, Grandpa Brian. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay, Grandpa Brian. I've just had a bit of a rant on something that will be going out in a few minutes, actually. Just regarding Boris and the things happening in the UK. You know, he's delaying the lockdown for safety, Grandpa. And it remains to be seen as to whether people are going to continue to do as they're told for the narcissistic powers that be, or whether they're going to wake up and open up and not give their power over to them. So it's a bit tense in the UK, but I'm personally doing okay. I'm just tense about them doing as they're told, basically, by people who don't know their arse from their elbow, to put it nicely. Joe Post, hi. Hi, Joe. Thank you for being here again. Holland's present. Favour to you both. Oh, are you in Holland, Joe? Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate being here, especially after getting to know you a little bit better on the chat the other day. You're an awesome person. And Grandpa Brian rocks, of course. So, Joe, if you haven't met Grandpa Brian, meet Grandpa Brian, vice versa. Susie Q, my lovely Leela, I love you. Hi, Susie. Hello, you awesome people. Favor of love, light, peace, and health to you. And to you, my Susie Q. Elder Barry, my big brother, always here holding space with Susie Q. The best, and Shawnee normally when he gets in, the best moderators I could ask for. So love you both. It's nice to meet you, Joe. It really is, and I really appreciate you commenting and being a part of the discussion. I know you said yesterday you mostly just listen, so it means a lot to me that you come on here and speak. And to everyone else, everyone loved meeting you properly. Hey, KB. Hi to you. Much love to you. I'm glad you made it too. You're welcome, my Susie. Sean, my brother. Hey to you. What's up? Okay, so it's a bit of a rant. I've just put a rant out there that you'll probably see after this. I scheduled it for the wrong time because then I had a chance to go live and thought I would take it, as is my routine. I just have to take it where I can right now with the boys being at home. So I did have a rant regarding the thing Boris has done. We've had the recent contradictory ridiculousness of the G7, where they literally pose Biden and Boris, the two Bs, doing the elbow bump for the picture, for the papers. You also see them all wearing masks and socially distancing for the photograph, and having the staff, their slaves, wear masks outside. And then you see them inside, all cuddling, kissing, no social distancing. They've flown in without any tests being done, without any quarantine time. So everything that they're handing down to us, if people don't see the contradiction by now, it's like, please. So basically, Boris, after that, it was supposed to be the liberation of the UK from lockdown on the 21st of June 2021. Of course, myself and many, many other people who are awake predicted that would not happen. We could see the signs. And of course, he announces today, after they've all been cozying up in the most beautiful place in the UK, they've been eating caviar there and drinking champagne, whilst that place relies on tourism. And it is, the scenery is beautiful. It's breathtaking. And most people there, well, many people there are actually finding it hard to feed themselves and their children because of the poverty that's being caused by these lockdowns, by these rules that people have abided by. And so while they're all cozying up, hey, Truth Seeker, they're all cozying up, you know, eating their luscious meals and cuddling and kissing and shaking the Queen's hand. Then there are people just on the outside of that not being able to feed themselves or their children. So he comes out today saying, oh, I'm sorry for safety. And I urge people to be pleasant to me, you know, basically, I urge people to be responsive to this message, that we're not going to ease lockdown for safety. So I've just had a bit of a rant, I'll admit, on a video that I've just put out on Restream about that, because the contradiction, if people can't see now, the contradiction of that G7 meeting, if they haven't listened to anything else thus far from people like myself and many, many others, hey, beloved, Om Shanti to you. It's ridiculous. I don't know what even to say to them anymore. It's so ridiculous. So I'll admit it was a rant. It was me transmitting some information and some energy from. So it remains to be seen as to whether people are desperate enough yet to not do as they're told, to open up their businesses, to move freely, to go and see their grannies and their grandpas, to, hey Tessa, love to you. It remains to be seen whether the many are going to stand for their divinity and sovereignty, or whether they're going to continue to hand all of our butts over on a plate for these so-called powers to be eat. Okay, B, what about the guy that suicided himself, the journalist that exposed Hillary? I didn't know about that, but let's pull some cards. And that's not what I was here to do, but you know, let's, because I feel led to. Okay, so I want to know about the guy that suicided himself, a journalist linked to Hillary. What is the truth? Oh. He didn't suicide himself, KB. Basically. Oh my goodness, he didn't suicide himself. He was ultimately trying to bring justice in, the justice card, and he was deemed and judged by, I'll just turn this off so it doesn't ding, it's off already, by them with the justice card. The tower, they ruined his life. And he pretty much knew that was a possibility and thought enough of humanity to continue. It actually gave him a lot of strength to continue, because then the strength card comes out. So he was following his soul's path. He was following his integrity and honor. And he was fed by that with the Ace of Cups on the bottom of the deck. He knew he was in his rightful place, doing the thing that he was led to do, not just for himself, but for humanity in general. Absolutely was fed by integrity and love for self. There wasn't suicidal thoughts there. So yeah, he didn't suicide himself. So much love to him. Yeah, Grandpa Brian, the death trail. Yeah, and it continues today. Absolutely. Look into Canada, Grandpa Brian, and the links there that I feel between that family and all that are involved with them, and what still goes on in Canada, especially in the native schools today. I need to do a video on that. Actually, I've got notes. Girls got notes. I've got things to say. But yeah, look at that. I should have made a coffee, beloved, before I started doing this. KB, did you see the ritual on the beach before the G7? Everyone dressed in red walking to the beach. Oh, wow. No, I didn't. Could you send me a link to that, KB, in just an email? I'd really appreciate that. I knew it was ritualistic, and I know this might be not so popular, but I know that some beings didn't make it through that. Thank you, KB. I appreciate that. But yeah, you couldn't get a clearer reading for the journalist, so thank you to all that he tried to do. It's like you know, those people who have superhuman powers to shoot themselves twice in the head. It's really interesting. Thank you, KB. That will be really interesting to look at. So this is writing on the wall, and I wanted to speak about loops, and it's off the cuff. This is the amount of notes I've made for this one. It was just quick thoughts. I'm thinking I would go fast. So let's see if I put this up, and then bear with me because it's funny using Restream. Oh, damn it, it shut. I don't know why it does that. So annoying. So share the screen. Okay, so loops. Now these have been coming up. Wayne's mentioned them a few times, and so I wanted to talk about the fact that we have dead zombies walking around. In that, if we haven't seen beforehand, then we could see now that through the actions that are so in your face and contradictory of these so-called powers that be, if we still see the sleeping, just doing as they're told, literally sacrificing their lives, giving over themselves to still continue along the lines of doing as they're told by these so-called powers that be, that, like we've just discussed together, it's so contradictory and so annoying. What else does it constitute other than these people don't know that they're dead? They don't know that they're zombies, because anybody who is not dead in a certain way would be able to see by now what is going on. They would be able to see the contradictions. Something about these people of losing enough of their divinity has caused them to be empty vessels, but walking still. Now we've seen these sleeping and these zombies, that you could call them, I suppose, if you were adding them up on a list, that what constitutes a zombie. We've seen them attack the awake. They've done the work of the so-called powers that be to attack the awake people. They've gone in on attack. Nothing that for a few people, yes, there's still some people waking up, but we seem to have hit a limit of how many people are ever going to actually wake up. And so you've seen, no matter what you bounce off them, no matter what the awakened bounce off them, it just comes bouncing right back as an attack. Not much is getting in there, not much is being absorbed. There's no osmosis there. There's just this shell that is biologically animated, and it's getting more and more animated by narratives that are not real, narratives that are manufactured, narratives that are made from AI. And so we've got these sleeping, these people who are animated and walking around, but, you know, could be listed as zombified, could be listed as they don't know that they've given enough of themselves away, that they're dead. And so we see that they are facilitating these sleeping to take actions on the awake, like we mentioned. But you see, if you look at the animal kingdom, there's very few animals, and the animals that are made for it are few, that will eat, you know, roadkill, that will eat things that are long dead. You know, a lion will not accept rotten meat. And so there are few animals that are made to be able to eat, you know, things that have been, you know, on the roadside for a long time, dead for a long time. We know that these so-called powers that be have been feeding off us. And so I feel like we've gotten to a point now where, excuse me, they've gotten to a point where they're not willing to, they've been feed. So let's do something new. Sorry, because this is off the cuff. This is just thinking out loud. So if they've been eating off the dead now, that have becoming more and more dead as we speak, if they've been feeding off the dead, there is a loop that's being caused. So we'll just put powers, you know, I don't like saying that, but it's short version. So if they've been you know, vampire teeth off the dead, if they've been, doesn't that look like a praying mantis? That's a whole other video. If they've been eating for a long time off humanity energetically and physically, if they've been eating energetically and physically for a long time of people who are becoming more and more dead, ironically, because of the actions of these beings, then they start to create a loop. So they're eating more and more rotten material, static material, not in flow, not in movement. The energy that I see around people, there are so many more people that I see now that either have very minimal auras or no auras at all. So we know when we eat, when we feed from things that are rotten, things that are long dead, things that are empty of calories, if you were to convert that into energetic resource, energetic food, you know, that Andrew Chrome, let's say, if you were to feed that off that, because, you know, these people don't even know they're getting killed off. So even the fear that these beings like to feed from, it's like they're not getting the hit that they used to when they were feeding off predominantly awake people. So you have the awake people here, maybe, and through this process, one way or the other, we do have an effect that they'd feed off the awake, and it's like a kundalini buzz, because, you know, they're getting enough. If we would go through the same things that these people are going through, that just continue to go through the motions and continue to do as they're told, you know, we're not doing that. So at least we know, and we can see when something very, very daunting is coming. And so at least they'll get that Andrew Chrome buzz, so to speak, energetic buzz. But the awake has become less and less as generations have passed down. So when we eat rotten food or calories, empty calories and stuff like that, we don't think straight. We don't act straight. We lose it. We lose the balance in our bodies. We're not as sharp mentally. And so I feel that this is where we're seeing that these puppets, these beings, these shadowy beings behind them, they've become more and more psychotic as time's gone on, because they are feeding from stagnant, dead meat, stagnant, almost non-existent energetic force. And so it is at this point that we should naturally see, if things were naturally going as they should, we should naturally see people rising up with the shields and swords. ready to go for the beings that are harming others, ready to attack because the contradictions are so in your face, they're ridiculously in your face. But because we've got so many dead, because we've got so many non-playable characters, we're dealing with this loop where more and more are becoming dead. Now, I think the elite, at the not the elite that are called the elite, the people behind the puppets, the beings behind the puppets, let's say, I think they know this. And I think this is where they think, okay, like any narc would, we're going to transition into something new. We're going to AI these beings. We're going to infuse something in something, in an arm, and start to transition these dead into an animated force of AI. So what are the awake left to deal with? If we're not careful, if we can't activate enough people here in this position, we're going to be such a minority. And believe you me, I do understand that there are more of us than is made out. I do understand they've been using this AI technology to separate, people who are talking about the same things, people who are spreading truth about the same things. I understand that. My Facebook has been ridiculous. I see more old posts than I see normal posts from close friends that think the same. So we're in this loop. And as this loop continues, these people become more dead. These people become, beings become more psychotic. So there's two angles to defend these people from. So I'm going to stop share. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you get where the thought process was going? Does that even make sense? Let me read some of the chat. Let's see. I can go by beloved's to know where I was. I don't think they've put Hillary to sleep. Hopefully, beloved, he is. Hopefully, he is a get more. Maybe her too. I'll pull some cards. Maybe. All illusion is contradictory. I get what you're saying, Truth Seeker, but there's certain points of in-your-face contradiction that, you would think naturally would be seen by many. Now, Sekiru, fair enough, you're doing what you do. You're doing what I do. But I never push somebody to come for a reading. They come to a reading through me when they're led to. Don't be coming in my chat. Don't be coming up in here and I'll take care of my brother. If he needs a reading, he knows he can have a reading, and he, probably wouldn't be even charged. So, piss off, basically. I push everybody else's business, but what you're offering is not true, and it doesn't show the whole psychic, tarot reading sector, any kind of integrity. You guys are all over Facebook. I had somebody impersonating me using my business card and my face, a male, pushing and using, adding people, saying they were me, saying they were True Divine 4/4, and trying to push people into having readings for a lot more money than I charge. So don't be coming up in here. You know, I'll drop kick you. Sorry, but I did have that yesterday, and Facebook are doing nothing. So, and you look at these people, they're coming out of the woodwork, pushing people to have readings that will not speak to their soul and will not speak to their spirit. Grandpa Brian, we are approaching 49% of enlightened people around the world. And I wouldn't argue with that at all. I wouldn't argue with that at all. But I think it's important that we continue the discussion of what is happening with the others, because it'll be the others that we deal with, along with the people who are putting these rules in place down the pipeline. Beloved, birds can eat that old stuff. Yeah, birds are very well made to eat the old, the dead. It's interesting. The eagle. Sean, the future's so bright, I gotta wear shades. Exactly, brother. Exactly. You don't need people hunting you down. Your energy's just fine. Carrion eaters, yeah. The whole, you know, birds linked with Odin. You know, it is the old story that birds can do that. And then you look at the bird-like beings in, you know, from Egypt, or that were in Egypt, and it's interesting. It's an interesting correlation. Truth Seeker, I think people are waking up to the charade by the controllers everywhere. They are, but in the UK in particular, they're not opening their businesses still. They're still trying to abide by the rules and hope. But there is a level of frustration today, which my rant probably shows. There is a level of frustration today. There is a level of anger and boiling point, which I think is necessary to break out of this loop. And so it isn't all bad. I'm just talking about, there are going to be quite a few that still come in this category, that continue this loop of degrading, of devolving, in that both sides, that those that are feeding from them are devolving because they and becoming psychotic, because more and more psychotic, should I say, because of the energy force that they are feeding from. I think the awake have become very good over this period of time at cutting their energy source off from these powers that be, to not give that. So we've become harder to get to, whereas there's a few in the collective that are very easy prey, and that they're feeding from them. And these beings, from all I know from remote viewing, it sounds crass, but they like fresh meat. That's what seems to sustain them, and they like fresh fear, if you know what I mean, in correlation with that. Here with the right sauce. Sip. Let's see. Facebook are 2 4-letter words. Yes, they are. Machina Mundi. Hi to you. James, there are levels of awakening. Not everyone is seeing the scams around us. And that's what I'm talking about, James. You're right, I'm not denying at all the amount of people that are awakened to varying different levels. I agree with you, but I also agree with you that there are many that really are under the spell, that really are not seeing what is being done to them and to others. Wow, Jen, beloved says, I don't know what, but you can get nervous when beloved says wow, because it can either be a scathing wow or can be a good wow. I love both wows from beloved. We love you, beloved. Illusions are logical. Expand on that, beloved. Here's the thing, though, truth isn't logical. Well, I think truth is a changing thing. It's like perfect. I don't think there's ever a full definition of truth. But there are levels of sanity within certain truths. There are levels of being able to measure whatever truth you're in at any given time by, does it sustain you? Does it feed you? Does it give you a knowing? Does it give you an extra something? And of course, then you'll expand again, and there'll be new truths that you're unveiled that will sort of maybe sometimes blow a lot of truths out of the water with the next experience. So no, you're right, it's not logical. I think it's linked to the given moment that you're in, and it's linked also to the level of divinity that you have as to whether you can find any truth in any experience or whether you just accept someone else's truth. Hey, Scotty. Hi, Scotty. So that would be what I would say to that. I don't know what the wow is. I think for the Facebook, yeah, it's ridiculous. I've put posts up everywhere, so please share the post if you're on my Facebook, because this person, I'm hoping, it seemed like one person had given money already, so I'm hoping other people don't, and I'm hoping it doesn't affect business too much, because it just gives a bad taste in your mouth regarding, but you see them all over Facebook. Somebody puts up a post in a witch group, somebody puts a post up in any group where there's people that are just willing to give the time, give the advice, and you've got them popping up saying, I see this, you must have a reading. It's like, you vultures, and they do not belong in this space. And it's obvious, James says, and it's obvious that they are trying to hijack the word awakening, yep, and apply it to a political party instead of the true awakening that is happening in this Aquarian age. James, you are so spot on, because they've been doing this with words. They've been correlating protest with riot, and so people are seeing that as one and the same. They are correlating awakening in particular with the whole Trump movement, and they're correlating and tying it to that. They're tying patriotism in general to that whole movement. So it takes away from the power of it. They suck on everything. They feed on everything. And they don't come up with their own stuff. They just suck and feed off of what they see working already. The parasites. If I had a store, I'd put a sign on the door, no masks allowed. Me too, beloved. Me too. And obviously for the massages that I do, nobody's wearing a mask. I'd be telling them, no, I need you to breathe properly. Can't do this energy flow massage if you're not breathing properly. Yes, we reserve the right, Susie would put it in great words, we reserve the right to refuse service to anyone that's wearing a mask. I mustn't get that, but it is good to put up. I'm thinking of making a page for the UK, but hopefully internationally, on Facebook, on Instagram, where people can, and if they're not on there, if they're not on social media, which I truly understand, if they're not on there, they could email me and let me know about the business or service that they do. And it would be only for businesses that are truly seeing what has been happening and want to sustain themselves, and help those who want to sustain themselves without having to prove through a test that, I'm not going to say the rest of the sentence because I got a warning for that last time, but as beloved would say, the illusion of that truth of it working, or anything like that, and set up a page where people can go to, like a directory, of businesses and services that they can reach out to people and have an experience that should be normal, and not having to jump through hoops to get into a bar or spend time with loved ones, or have a plumber come out, whatever. Hello, Thalia. Hi. Much love to you. Beloved, no, truth never changes. It's illusion that changes. Yeah. Maybe. Maybe we should change awake to those with eyes to see and ears to hear. Absolutely. Absolutely. Is this for real? Want to become, look at this. Want to become famous, buy followers, primes and viewers. What's the point in that? You see how we just turned there's people coming out of the woodwork to literally transhuman the human into data points, into dollars and pounds. Should it not be an organic following because people can resonate with one another? Should it not be an organic relationship that grows? No, just buy them. Yeah, I'm not going to pimp myself out like that, really. No, I'm not. How do I move that? Hi, Mary. I'm having a rant today, Mary. Woke. Oh, dear. Yeah, Andrea James. Woke. Yes. They hijacked that, didn't they? Scotty boy. Hi, Jen. I know we all have the ability to sense truth. Some have lost that ability, but it can always be refound if really wanted. Yes, but I feel like we're in a different phase, Scotty, where there has been enough given away and there is, as we speak, enough being genetically changed that becomes more and more difficult, if not impossible. I do feel we're at a precipice, at a point where that isn't entirely in correlation to what is happening right now. But for the most part, absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. Good for me, Jennifer. Thanks, Grandpa Brian. KB says, I went to a restaurant yesterday and nobody had a mask on. It was wonderful. And isn't it when you see people's faces and you see them eating and smiling and having relationships as they should, that's how it should be. Awake, beloved says, awake is a term that describes a person that sees a better illusion. Maybe the awake, maybe abstract is right. Maybe the awake is the full-on illusion. Sometimes I find a lot more truth in the dream world. I find it resonating more sometimes in the dream world. So maybe. Sean replying to George Chambers, like half the population, people will not see if they don't want to. Yeah, it often is difficult as it will destroy their illusion. Yeah, whatever illusion they've been sold on or built up themselves. That's a tower card, isn't it? It would destroy what they know. They forget that the core of them, the spine of them, the ladder of the spine of enlightenment would be ignited. That's forgotten in that fear of the destruction of the illusion that they've built up or been sold on. You're welcome, Andrea. James says, just like they hijacked the alternative rate, which used to mean level-headed, open-minded conservatives, now means crazy conservatives. Yeah, and they're going to start correlating that and piggybacking that to the white supremacy drive. It's certainly in America for sure, and it's coming to a UK near you pretty soon thereafter, James. You're totally right that they're piggybacking all of these things, tying them up in a bow, making them much love to you, Thalia. I'm glad you're here. Maybe it's our understanding of truth that changes. That's what I mean, yeah, Scotty boy, when I said earlier that, through experience, you sort of expand more, you learn more. And so there's either a change or a difference to the truth that you're seeing, but it's the same truth that you had before in certain circumstances, and then other circumstances you find yourself in a whole new paradigm and a whole new inner standing and therefore reality of something. Rant on, Machine. It's going to be one of those days. I'm warning everybody. I'm going to try and get lots of work done and keep hitting them with you guys. But so yeah, be warned. It's a ranty day because it just is. It's ridiculous. That G7 screens beware around me today when the G7 bullshit is coming up on the screen, because that instinct to just throw something at them is strong. You never get notified, Sean. A lot of people have said that, and I've got a warning on the channel, so I know a lot of people don't get notified with Wayne's too. So I'm sorry about that. This morning I was getting notifications from the 9th. That is crazy, Sean. Thank you for letting me know, though. But if that's not messing with people who are speaking a certain something, then I don't know what is, brother. Time for you to get back to work, Grandpa Brian. I hope your day flies, and I hope lovely things happen throughout your day. You have a wonderful day too. We love you too. We love you too. Refreshing to catch you live, Jenny. Oh, thank you, Sean. I love you and appreciate you. David Coombs, favor to you. Happy day to you. Thalia, am I pronouncing your name right? I hope I am. I'm in America and they are lifting mask mandates if you have been vaccinated. Wow. But still have to wear a mask in certain stores. I'm about to lose my business because of the shutdown, etc. Small mom and pop shop. Oh, Thalia, I'm so sorry. And this is the truth that a lot of people are experiencing. This is the reality of it. I'm so sorry. Is there any biker gang you can get in touch with? Sit outside, allow you to be open. That's sort of what we're building here with the Guardians 300. Because that's so bad. I'm so sorry that that's happened to you. This is why it's got to be, we've got to keep doing these runs. We've got to keep trying to wake people up, because there's ramifications for people that are real, that are heartbreaking. Thalia, I know there's other people in the room here today that will absolutely, I don't even have to ask if they back my intent, and I trust these people so much that they don't have to ask me when drawing on my intent. So, collectively, we have intent for you to find abundance, to find a way to stand above and be protected in you opening up your business again to full capacity, and that the funds, the abundance, and the goodwill just comes flooding your way. So shall it be. I don't understand the term much love, beloved says. Does love come in different amounts? Well, much love. I suppose it's a quicker way of saying lots of love. Much love. I don't really know, beloved. I just know when I say it, I mean lots of love. Which, yeah, it comes in different amounts, I suppose. You know, you show different levels or different amounts, and there's different kinds of love. So, and I suppose much love, you're not putting a limit on it, are you? You're not saying, you know, much could be a level that anybody put the level to, really, much. Don't know. Are they still having us wear the masks in the outside in the UK and in Europe? To be honest, Thalia, I can't answer that because one, I've never worn one. Two, they've kept changing the rules so much. I honestly would not know the rules today. I think you don't have to wear masks outside now, but there are lots of people that just haven't been following the rules there, which is good. I think you're supposed to wear masks inside the shops, but I never have. You know, I walk in there with my shoulders back and my head held high, and just, you know, nobody's actually even come at me. One person early on came at me to ask me why I'm wearing a mask, and they got asked, well, why are you wearing one? You know, do you want to answer my question? Because I can give you an essay right now on the question you asked me, but are you going to answer my question as to why you are wearing one? They didn't have an answer to that, and they backed down. So to be perfectly honest, I don't know like where their rules stand right now. I haven't got a clue. But I know when you're walking around, yes, there's a lot of people with masks still on, but there are a lot of people that are not wearing them now. Far more people not wearing them now in general than there were at the start of all of this when they first started telling people to wear masks. Always caught up in the chat that I forget to click the thumbs up. Oh, thank you, Andrea. Thank you for saying that. Make sure we spread like creation. That's beautiful. Thank you very much. Yeah, seeds blowing in the wind, and they'll reach who they reach, and hopefully nourish when they grow inside of whoever is resonating with those seeds. Sean's asking, where are you located, Thalia? Yeah, Thalia, much love to all. Yeah. Tickling Jenny's love button right now. Yes, you are, beloved. You challenge the thoughts, and I love that. And sometimes I just say to you, yeah, don't know. Just, it's nice. You are tickling my love button. Absolutely. I needed to speak to you all because been a ranty day, as I said. Sean's asking, can you sell online? I don't know what kind of products you sell, Thalia. Oh, damn it. Where have I gone to? Well, I've gone flying up in the chat, but I saw Higher Mind Creations. So hi to you. So is Thoth and Isis type energies not truth and good energies? I'm asking because I've heard people connecting and having good things happen for them. You know, I think a lot of these energies can get distorted by whoever is using them. And I think just like a lot of history has been distorted, and the nourishing truth, higher mind creations, is therefore being distorted. And so I would say that they are energies, and they're energies that you can certainly draw a lot of knowledge from, and then you can choose. And I think people do choose whether to have it uplift them and use them to be uplifting or not. The problem is now is that too many people are listening to other people's distortions, and therefore they are, it's being determined for them in a great deal how they are using those energies, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Elderberry says, Thalia, use your website and ship your stuff or deliver. Yeah, Thalia, fight back. Fight back. Let's create this abundance for you and your family. So have you got a website? And if you have, put it up in the chat, and I'll put it up on the screen. Because and if you haven't got one and then you end up building one, please let me know. As soon as you come in the next chat, when you're ready, bang, it'll go up on the screen. We'll leave it up there all of the whatever show it is. So you know, if you need that, just hook me up with that information in the chat, and then I can show it on the screen, and then I'll share it on my Facebook and whatnot. You know, however, if I can get this page built, I'll share it on there. We can all help each other as individuals, and collectively we can help. Scotty boy, you see, yes, we are with Jen 100% with that intent. This is why I love the people in this space. Thalia, you have so many people watching your back right now energetically, and sending you what you need, the impetus to fight back. And so shall it be. Yes, absolutely. I say much love, says Scotty boy, because it's easier than saying truckloads. It is. Love doesn't come in different amounts or kinds, beloved says. Love is who you are. I think love is the divine source that we seek to hook into. But it does come in different amounts, or in different levels of sustainability. My children are always going to be given or be around much more love than anyone else. You know, the protection that comes with that, the protection that I feel over all of you, and the protection that I feel over everybody that I love and I'm connected to, still there's an amount that my children will get, you know, above and beyond. And maybe that's just because they spend more time with me. Maybe that's because love is who I am and they spend more time with me so they can absorb more of it. Maybe that is part of the equation. David Coombs, yes, you can love and care about someone, and there is unconditional love, which is what I'm trying to describe. Yeah, that, you know, there are certain energies I would move away from if they started to go all funny and started to, you know, get that way. My children, different story, you know. Yes, Thalia says, I think I will try online. Thank you for your ideas and kindness. Well, Thalia, as soon as you're hooked up with your website, or if you already are, put it in the chat and then I can put it on the screen. And with your permission, I'll share it all over Facebook. You know, we can do this. We can get you past this point, and we can you know, help you sustain yourself. Not just sustain, have abundance. They want us to keep wearing them in the Netherlands, but more and more people refuse. Oh, thank goodness, Joe. It's ridiculous. You know, I can't even say on here, because this is part of the show I got a warning for, that they've pulled off YouTube now, that was quoting one of the bodies that actually demanded that we wore them in the first place. saying that they shouldn't have. Being in love is the realization of the truth of who you really are. Loving someone is seeing them as yourself. Yeah, I suppose, but then you see reflections of yourself, I think, because there's the realization of seeing more of who they are. Love you all. Back to work to pay the tax man. Yeah. Understand, James. Love to you. Let us know, Thalia, when you do. Absolutely, Sean. And I know Sean would help share things like that, and Susie and Elder Barry, all of us here will. Elder Barry says, the jerks at the VA hospital, that's the veteran hospital, isn't it, Big Brother, make you wear a mask. Okay, then they want to wash your hands with sanitizer too much. And did you know, sanitizer causes nail fungus. They're running out of nail fungal infection treatments in the UK at the pharmacies. And a lot of that is because of the overuse and misuse of alcohol gel, breaking down the natural nail. I see you as myself, Jennifer. And you know what? That gives me a lovely feeling when I read that, beloved. And it does. I'm honoured by you saying that. Absolutely, I am. Boom. Yes, Dahlia. There's Susie. Thank you, beloved. I really appreciate you this now. Oh, you're welcome, Thalia. It's the least we can do. We can't just speak about wanting people to join together and, and then not take the actions. I'm an action kind of girl. Oh, this chat keeps pushing down. Sorry, people. It's Tatkins Jr. here. Mirrors or illusion, beloved says, a reflection, but not the real thing. I've got a video to do on that, beloved, where I know you're going to say a lot. And I love it. It keeps jumping. I guess it's because I'm using this pen. Beloved says there are many levels of consciousness, but what I'm talking about is truth, which is levelless. That's love stroke truth. Yes, like a mirror, I understand that we do, yeah. Thalia says we need to still wear a mask in the doctor's office here also. Wow. I think that's the same here too, Thalia. There are some GPs who have been refusing to see people until they get vaccinated in the UK. Just some, but so they're testing that out, they're pushing that out, they're trying their damnedest to do that. Hi, Tatkins Jr. Welcome to you. Much love to you. Beloved's going, what? Right, okay, so I'm going to probably end this now and start another one soon, give you a break from myself, and so that we can come back refreshed. And we're going to talk about travel and discovery, amongst other things. Oh, thank you, Thalia. I really appreciate that. I'm trying to build it up for business as well as just creating extended familia. Okay, I think I'm caught up. Suzanne, hey, beauty. Hey, Peter from India. Well, you can always book in for a reading at truedivinemedia@gmail.com, or you can find me on Facebook there. You can go to True Divine 44 and I'm there. But just quickly, what is it that you're so worried about for your mum? Hey, Queen Esh. Lovely. Sorry, I haven't got glasses on. I am Aisha. I'd love some love and light. Well, Aisha, you are love and light. And there's much here that can shine upon you too. I'm just about to end this live, but you know, please come back. If you're on YouTube, go over and subscribe to True Divine 44 on there. But you know, you are love and light, sweetness. And so if that's giving you some love and light, I hope it is that you are an expression of love and an expression of light in and of yourself. A beautiful one at that. Go in peace, beautiful souls. Yes. Wise April Fool is here. Hi, Shannon. Lovely people. Yeah, Shannon, sorry, I'm just ending, but I'm going to be coming back on. I'm going to have a coffee. I'm going to have a little break, and then I'll be coming back on, and I'll try and set it so that it gives off a notification, because Sean's not getting notifications either. So I'll try and set it off so that you get a notification for that too. You're welcome, Queenish. You're welcome. Breathe in right now, Queenish. Breathe in deeply. And as you're breathing in, watch the light that you breathe out, the love that you often share to others, and breathe that back in for yourself again and feel it from another's perspective. I want you to do that. I think that will really feed you today and help you today. Tadkins Jr., working, just listening. Love hearing your voice. Oh, Tadkins, thank you. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm so glad that you love hearing this voice. Beloved says, Shante, Shante. Oh no, Shante, Shante, Shante. I'll read it right. I'll get a slap on the wrist. See you in your next live. Thank you, KB. So I'm just going to put it up there for whoever said they were worried about their mum. Because it's a mum, I can't refuse. Theodore, stop it. What did you do? It's gone all dark though. Let me just read for this person. Peter. So for Peter's mum, let's say hello. We're live. Say hello with your new glasses on. So, Peter, for your mum, she's got the hanging dragon and the sun. So she's in a place of stillness, in a place of stasis right now. I think physically she's been made to be still for some physical ailment that is causing this stillness. But because it's the hanging dragon, the hangman, and the sun, there is a huge amount of leveling up and healing in different ways where she's in this stillness, this stasis. And so don't be disheartened, because the enlightenment that your mom is expanding into through this stillness, give her time to have this stillness. And sometimes the physical body can say and stop, and the spirit actually is relieved also, because there's this level of being able to absorb and think from a different perspective. It's hung upside down. Tell her to keep her feet elevated above her heart level. That will really help with any swelling that I'm picking up on. And also sunlight. If you can be there, if you live close to your mum, to make sure that she gets a certain amount of sunlight. If she can just stand it for 10 minutes, especially if she's feeling sick, or half an hour maybe, to get the full spectrum of that light. And there's going to be much healing in that for sure. So I hope you catch this, and I hope you haven't gone and you see this, so that you can you can feel okay about your mum. Hope to see you all in a little while. You will, Sean. I'm going to message you on Facebook when I'm about to go live, since you don't get the notifications. He's made me all shadowy, little so-and-so. Oh, good, Queenish. Do that. Keep doing that today. I want you to build yourself up. No bicycle ride today, or Wayne, beloved. I'll be in Wayne's chat. Yes, I'll see you there too. Gotta go. Yes, I've got to go, Sean, too. I'm going to take that thing. Okay, see you in a bit, Susie. I love you all. Mwah. Much love. All the love from me and beloved. No, I'll wait until after Wayne or before Wayne. I won't go live at the same time as Wayne unless I truly have to. I try not to interject on his live. I wouldn't. So no, I'll either be before or after or both. Yeah. Okay, Thalia, if you're on Facebook, message me. Go on to True Divine 44, drop me a message, and we'll get hooked up with spreading the word about where your business is there. All right. Much love.